1997 Honda Civic EX coupe, but this isn't no D series anymore. This thing's packing something a little bit different. First of all, I picked this thing up about 3 months ago or so. I picked up for steel, and I'll be at the end of the video. I'll reveal that. But it doesn't look the best on the outside, but it has fully built suspension. They're not built, but it has coilovers, sway bars, pretty much everything that you could possibly do to the suspension, along with these 16-inch rims and pretty much slicks. Doesn't do too well in these Ohio winters. Today's actually a nice day to film, but I will take you guys and we can check out the suspension. We got brakes, the drill and slotted brakes. Can't really see them all that well, but there's coilovers in there. There's the tires. Back here in the rear, we have a very similar setup with drill and slotted rotors. But with the back of these Civics, you can see the rear subframe support bars and the sway bar and the coilovers right there. So that's pretty neat. But with all that, there's some downsides to the body of this car. As you guys can see here and starting down here, it's a little bit rusty. It's a almost 30-year-old Civic, and it's been in Ohio probably all its life. But other than that, the frame's clean and everything, so it's a very nice car. I love driving this car. The suspension makes it feel very planted to the ground while driving. We'll have driving clips back in later in the video, but after that we'll go to the interior, and then even after that we'll get to the engine. Now the interiors of these 6th gen Civics, they're very bare bones at the end of the day. If I'm being totally honest, it's not a new BMW or Mercedes or anything, but it does come with a 5-speed manual transmission with a fairly nice steering wheel, a little 4-spoke steering wheel. From factory, these came with cruise control. As this one, the EXs are optioned with a sunroof, which are very nice. But this has an aftermarket Pioneer radio, but none of the speakers work, so that's probably coming out pretty soon. And normally they come with back seats, but you know, weight savings is pretty important with these. Popping the hood on this, we have a JDM B20B with compared to a GSR 5-speed transmission out of an Integra. This one's fairly basic modifications. We have an intake that most definitely needs cleaned. Solid engine rooms, which makes it very fun to drive. We have catless headers and pretty much a full straight pipe with an aftermarket radiator, distributor that I put in after it actually blew on me while doing something that I'll get to in a moment. And then an alternator that I also put on the past month or so. But overall, it's a pretty good motor. It's a fairly basic B-swap, where with B-swaps you can go with the VTEC head or VTEC motors or the non-VTEC motors. VTEC motors are obviously the more expensive ones, while the non-VTEC ones are fairly cheap and basic to put into your car. There's not much that you really need to do. So, but yeah, I have pretty big plans for this car. We'll get into that in the next episode that I make on this. But as for that, I think we're gonna get into some of the driving. What's up, guys? We're back in the interior here, and we're gonna take this thing on a little ride. I'm not entirely sure how well you're gonna be able to hear me while it's driving, because with it being essentially a full straight pipe and having a gutted interior, it's a little loud. But I'll try and give as best commentary as I can, and I'll have to see how it actually turns out. But we're gonna take it on some twisties, some straight line stuff, and we'll see how she does. first, guys. Always use your seatbelt. So with this car, you hear how low it is. It just doesn't like driving on all of this gravel. It's a very uneven surface with the call it the kind of little hills and stuff that you have on the road. But first things first with this car, this swap was done with no AC. I didn't like that. The swap is done with no AC. It has heat. It retained its heat though, and the heat actually does work very well. I've driven this multiple times in the winter, and it has done me. It's never gone wrong, so that's a bonus. But no AC, no power steering. Not very many cars around these days don't have power steering, so it's kind of cool not having power steering because it's a lot lighter. It gives you a better driving experience. It's less assisted and it's more fun, in my opinion. That could just also be me coping for not having power steering, but the transmission's good. This is a very nice swap. The swap was done well. It wasn't done by me, but it was done by the guy before me that I bought it from, and he was actually a Honda technician, so that kind of worked out as a We didn't blow third. Wow, that is a very eventful start to our drive. I low-key thought that we just blew third, and that would have been bad. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, it's very loud. So we'll take down this road right here. One thing that is very cool about this car is that it is actually tuned. It has a P06 ECU. I think I'm not super familiar with all the different ECUs. I haven't done a ton to this car yet, but it is a chipped and tuned ECU on Neptune, and it's tuned on 93. It has two-step actually, which is pretty cool. I'll put a clip in. Right there, and that clip I just put in. Actually, that's when I blew the distributor on this car. The distributor on these B-Series Civics, they actually like to blow when you two-step them. But this quarter's coming up, so lock in. Here we can do a little 0 to 60 test on this very straight, safe drag strip actually out in the middle of the Midwest, but tires are warm. myself. We're gonna try to keep it safe going through here. Most of this is pretty good visibility going around here, but. Couldn't tell, I got a haircut since that video. I have really long hair. I don't know how much I like this one, but well, my hair looks crazy. It's 3 in the morning. I'm finishing this video, but if you watch this far, just give me a like and subscribe, and it'll make my day. And I will make videos every Friday in turn for you. And with that said, as always, thank you for watching.